Welcome back, guys, and trust me, this episode is going to be a classic. We have a new piece of space hardware that we need to assemble and get up into space. This is the Blinkatron Parabolic Communications Array. Now, this has been designed, if you remember, the Dockermax was designed by, I can't remember who designed that, but this has been designed by a company called Okia. And they're kind of like IKEA, but when you open the box, the usual reaction is, oh. And they have guaranteed. I'm reading from the documentation that they've sent. This apparently features the very latest in blinky, flashy stuff and extendy bits. So you know this is pretty exciting. And it comes flat packed. It's not flat when it's dispatched, but that's the fault of the mail service. Right, should we go and build it? Let's go. Right, one communications array coming up. And we're going to start off with a lander can. That is going to be the basis for this, because this is such a delicate and specialized piece of equipment, and very expensive as well, that it cannot be trusted to a probe. So this is going to be manned. Oh yeah. Right. What are we going to add onto this? We're going to go to structural. I always go to structural for the Clampatron, and it's in blooming utility. What an idiot. Right, let's flip this over. We're going to have one of these on the bottom, and this is where we're going to dock to the station. So, but if we're going to dock to it, like, how are we going to propel this and stuff? Well, what we're going to do, we're going to put, if we go to if we go to structural, dear oh dear, I'm all over the place. We take a T18 decoupler, put that on the bottom, and then we're going to take a Terrier engine. Where's our engines? Here's a Terrier engine. We're going to have a Terrier engine on the bottom, and then yeah, we're going to need another decoupler under that, aren't we? Yes, we are, Skye. So let's go to structural and another decoupler. I think it's going to be an 18. Don't know. We may need a Rockermax on the bottom of that. I'll see when we put the launch vehicle on. Okay, so what do we add onto this? Well, this thing needs to be able to steer a bit. So we're going to go to control, and we're going to put on an advanced inline stabilizer. Oh yeah. Now, why are we adding that? Well, because we could probably get away with one of the little ones, but it's got all these yellow lines, yellow and black, like diagonal lines, and everybody knows that they make spacecraft 30% cooler, right? And we've got lots of them, so this is a very cool spacecraft. Look, there's even bits by the hatch. Very, very cool. And I love the circuit board. How cool is that? Love it. Okay. Right, what goes on next? Well, next we're going to add a fuel tank. And this is, to be honest, it's primarily structural. You could do this with something else. No, that's too big. We want an FLT 200. That's what we want. And that's going to sit on top. Oh. Stop it. Behave. Will you behave, you stupid thing? Oh. Here we go. Thank you. Right. And then on top of that is going to go one of these. Yeah, hang on. Which one do I want? I go to aerodynamics. I want one of these advanced nose cones. Okay, now you're probably thinking at the moment that this isn't particularly exciting, but trust me, guys, this is nothing short of staggering. Oh yeah. Right. What are we going to put on this next? Okay. You know what? Shall I do the really cool bit now? Go on. This is the really, really, really seriously cool bit. We're going to take some air brakes. Okay, and we're gonna flip them. Which way around do I want them? I want them that way around, right? And how many of these are we going to have? Well, let's crank this up to yeah, 8 of them. So Shift X, 8 of them. Right. and I'm going to zoom in a bit because the positioning of this is kind of sort of important. So I'm going to put these like kind of just down onto the, just touching the black line. So there. Cool. And it creates this wonderful kind of lattice effect, which is very, very nice. Right? But there's a lot more to it than that. Right. Then we're going to copy this and we're going to put 8 more on. Now, the problem with this is getting the positioning, because it kind of doesn't want to go in the right place. And I may need to move the first set. You know what? I think I need to move the first set. I need to move these down a little bit. So we'll come down to the bottom of the black line. And then we take these, and it's a case of trying to get them. And it kind of depends on the angle, and it depends on like where you've picked up the thing as to whether you can get them. Oh, almost. Oh, come on. You know what? Let's try and pick this up a little bit lower. There we go. Can I get this? You will have to play around with it. If you decide to build one of these yourself, you will have to play around. Oh, there we go. You know what? That's close enough. It's close enough. It's not absolutely, but it's close enough. Right, then, guess what? Oh yeah, we're going to copy it again. That might be the best we can do. But look at the effect that it creates. But that isn't even the cool thing. Oh no. Okay, so now let's add some power to this. And I've named this the Blinkertron Mark 1. Let's put some power on this. So utility. Now this is the Blinkertron, so we're going to have lots of blinky lights and stuff on this, which should be very cool. First of all, we'll put some photovoltaic panels on this, and I think we're going to. Now we don't want to obstruct the hatch, so we'll just have 4 of these, and we'll put them on these sides. Probably there, I think. Yep, that works for me. And then what are we going to have? Well, we're going to have the blinky stuff. So we'll have some nice battery packs with some blinky green lights, which is cool. And then we're going to add some lights, because we like our stuff to be cool and lit up. And we're going to put these lights, I'm going to flip them around that way. Okay, that's good, but that's going to obscure my blinky lights. That's going to be a problem. So actually, you know what? Let's put those on there. But what we can do, we can flip around our blinky lights. So what do I want? That no, A and D. Yes, there we go. So we can put those like kind of sort of there-ish. Oh, I kind of like that. Okay, so we've got lights shining up there. Excellent. We are going to need more stuff on this. More blinkies. And you wait till you see this. This is, I swear to God, guys, this is the coolest thing. Right, what else do we want on this? We're going to need some RCS, because although this has got an engine and whatever, it is going to need RCS to dock, because this is going to have to be self-docking. Oh yeah, no tug involved. This is self-docking. So let's have a look at our center of mass, because we want our RCS to be on our center of mass. Now we are going to use a little bit of fuel, but probably not that much, which will probably move this center of gravity forward slightly, but not by a whole hell of a lot. So let's go to command and control, and we'll take some thruster blocks, and we'll put some thruster blocks just on there like that. Cool. Turn the center of mass off now. Good. Okay, excellent stuff. I think we want more stuff that blinks on this, of course. So we'll put some blinky batteries in between. Well, at least it's got like green lights and stuff, which is That's kind of the important. Actually, you know what? No, we're not going to do that. We're going to move those up to there. Cool. And then we're going to put some communications on here. Oh, yes, we are. We're going to take these comms units. And that's going to be the wrong way. So we want to turn these around. So, which way? Oh, no, not that way. That way. There we go. That's the way around. Now, I'm not going to show you this deployed until we get up there, because there's going to be kind of like a big unveil at the end. Oh yeah, and I swear to God, I think you'll be impressed. We'll see. Okay, so now I need to put some more communications and some more lights on the top part. Okay, so I've just taken the air brakes off for a second while I put this stuff in, because I'm not going to show you this deployed until we actually get up there, because I think it's going to knock your socks off. I think you're going to love it. Right, we want some Communitron 16s. Now, how many of these are we going to have? Yeah, of course we're going to have 8. Oh yeah, and we're going to place these, I think, about there. Yeah, that looks about good. Right. Have we finished yet? No, we haven't. We're going to go to utility and we're going to take some more lights. Oh, yes. We're going to have 8. No, that's kind of a bit silly. And actually, this looks better with just 4. And you'll see why when we get up there. So let's drop this down to 4. And we're going to have 4 of these lights positioned like that. Oh yeah. Now you're probably thinking, this kind of doesn't really look that good. Wait until you see this deployed. Oh, there we go. That is pretty much perfecto. Oh, alrighty. And that's it, guys. That is the Blinkertron Mark 1. Now, all we've got to do is get this up into space. I'm thinking about this, and I'm thinking we need a Rockermax. Rockermax decoupler. Boom. Right? And we are going to need to we will need to put some struts on this. There too. Let's bring it out to the red bit. There we go. Right, that should be stable enough. Okay, let's move this whole thing up a little bit, and we'll have our launch delivery device. Now, this isn't. I mean, this is fairly expensive. This is like 20,000, but it's not like horrendously expensive. And we've got 60 parts on that. Now we're putting a lot of parts on the space station, and you do have to be careful about this because it can really affect your frame rate. So we'll see how we do. I think this is going to be the last one of these kind of ridiculous modules for a while. We need to do some science and get to go visit some more planets and stuff. But it's 4.3 tons, and that's including this fuel tank, which we could, like, if we wanted to, we could empty this fuel tank and then we could fill it up when it's up there. But I think we can manage to take this up okay. We'll just go and get our delivery vehicle. So sub-assemblies, we'll get a Bonehead Heavy, pop that on there. Right, and there we go. That's going to be it. Right, we will put some struts on this, which I forgot last time. From there. Just bring it out to there. There we go. Just to provide a little bit of extra support. Okay. Man, okay, I'm going to do my double check, and I'm going to check my staging, and then we'll go launch this. Yeah, a couple of little things. These weren't on in 8s, so I've put those back on in 8s. And these communications antennas were on the wrong way up, so I've corrected them. And I thought, you know what, it doesn't quite have enough lights on it. So I've added, let's zoom in a little bit. I've added 4 more lights to illuminate the docking port, so that we can see very clearly when we're trying to dock. Now the only question I've got is, Do I add some more RCS monopropellant to this? Because we don't have that much, but on the basis that we've got the engine to get us very, very close, and then we only need a little bit of fuel for the actual docking, and I can always refuel it if I mess things up, I think we'll manage. Where's the lander can? This carries 15. Yeah, 15 is not a whole hell of a lot, so we're going to have to be pretty spot on with this. But I think we'll manage to get it done. Right, let's go launch it. Okay, so I had a couple of tries at launching this. Do you want to see what happened? Well, okay, so the first attempt, this happened. And then I tried it again a bit more gently, and this happened. So, no, you know what? We need to put a fairing on this. So let's get that done. Okay, so I've now put a nice fairing on this, which has turned out pretty nice actually. And if you look at the weight of this, this is now up to 6.5 tons. So it's turned in from a light load to quite a heavy load. Right, shall we have another try at launching this? Let's try. Okay, because this is such an important mission, such an important cargo, and quite a tricky mission, we've enlisted Jeb Kerman, our most experienced pilot, to take this up. Okay, so SAS on, thrusters to max, and ignition. Liftoff of BIS Blinkatron Parabolic Communications Array module. It's a mouthful. Right, we'll start turning this over a few degrees. And there go the first boosters. And the second set. We'll get our apoapsis up to about 80,000, just a fraction over. And we'll put in a maneuver node. And we'll just get into a nice stable orbit. So we've got a 1 minute burn. Let's commence that now. And we can deploy the fairing. There it goes. Love it. Look at all the little green lights. Loving it. 3, 2, 1, and cut the engines. So we've got a periapsis of 61, apoapsis 91. We want to just raise that periapsis slightly. So we'll just have a very small burn just to get that up a little bit. Just above 70 would be good. There we go. So we're at 105. We need to bring that that apoapsis down. I'll adjust that, and then it's a case of chasing down the BISS. Okay, so I adjusted our orbit to 85 at the periapsis and 99 at the apoapsis, and a couple of orbits later, our next intersect, we will be within 3 kilometers. So we'll bring it round to just before that point, and we'll start our maneuver burns. Okay, we're at 2.9 kilometers from the BISS, and we're going to start our maneuver burns. So same old, same old. We'll remove our difference from the retrograde. Then we spin around to the pink prograde, and we'll start to move forward at about probably around 20 meters per second. And a couple of maneuver burns later, here we are, just 44 meters away from the BIS. Now, where are we going to put this module? I think we should probably put the module on the far end. Yeah, I think we're going to pop it on the far end. Now, up until now, we've had the main stage, and I think it's now probably time to jettison that main stage. Oh, you know what? I'll mention at this point that you may have thought on the last mission that I was being a bit wasteful with the fuel from the last pod that came up? Well, haha, no, not at all. I took the command module and zipped off to pick up that fuel module, which was about I think it was about 5 kilometers away, and zipped over there, docked with it, and then drained off the fuel, the liquid fuel, and the oxidizer, which you do by clicking on the command module and then right clicking on the command module and then alt right click on the other vehicle, on the other fuel tank, and then just drain them, and yeah, and then jettisoned it and redocked with the BISS. So there you go. Right, okay, it's time to jettison now. So let's say goodbye to our faithful Bonehead Heavy. Excellent. And now we can start the process of docking with the BISS. Now we're actually in a pretty good place at the moment. If I switch back to target, and if we just want to stop our forward movement at this point, so you know what, I'm going to flip around to the target retrograde, and we're moving at 0.5 meters per second. Oh, I need to switch this engine on. There we go. Oh, you know what? I knew I'd forgotten something. I forgot fuel lines. Okay, well, we're going to have to do this. Okay, that is kind of interesting. How on earth are we going to do this? Well, okay, so what I'm going to do in that case, is I'm going to jettison this engine, which we brought up for absolutely no reason. So, yep, jettison that engine. Don't need that. And then we'll spin around and point ourselves. Look at this flapping around. Point ourselves at the BISS. So there we go. Right, now we'll switch over to the BISS. Here we are, the good old BISS. Not just a space station, but now a rocket ship. Oh, good lord. Okay, so where is our target? Difficult to see. It's just there. The blinkertron. And there's the clampertron docking port. We'll set that as our target. It's 95 meters away. Okay. We need to spin around. Now, this is not going to be easy because our RCS is only on the command module. So, but we do have RCS on the blinkertron. So we may do kind of like a bit of both. So we want to catch up to our target. So we'll have a little bit of a burn, just to nudge ourselves forward. This is looking pretty good, and I've got to say, some pretty fancy flying from Gentop, who's piloting the command module over there to achieve this. He's bringing it in at like 0.2 meters per second, and we look pretty close. You know, I'm going to warp this up just a touch. And of course, it goes dark just at that moment, which really doesn't help. Man, I can't catch a break. We just have to be in the right place when the BISS arrives, which... Okay, there we go. It's coming. This is so nerve-wracking. I love docking. It's so much fun. We are looking pretty good. Okay, getting pretty close. I'm going to turn the lights on at this point, I think. There we go. Now we can see what we're doing. We need to come up just a little bit. Here we go. And take that off. Do we need to come in a little to the side? Oh, that way. There we go. Oh, this is looking pretty good. This is looking pretty good. A little touch upwards. Oh, it's looking good, guys. We've got a dock. Oh, man. You know, I'll tell you, when I realized that I'd messed up the fuel on this, not putting a fuel line on to the engine, oh, good Lord. I thought it might be a disaster. But instead, we are looking very, very good indeed. And I do want to do the deployment while we're on the dark side. So, you know what? It's that time, guys. Let's spin her up so we've got our solar panels up to the top where they should be. And now we're going to deploy this. So we start with the deployment of these communication arrays. We've got 4 of these to come out. And the 4th one. And now that is just the beginning. Now we get to the really cool part. This is the bit you've been waiting for. So let's do it. Deploy the air brakes. And the second set. And the third set. If I can click on them. Oh, we have got a parabolic communications array. And we'll do the lights thing. So let's turn all the lights off. And then let's turn all the lights on. And look at that. I think that's pretty sweet. But we're not done yet. We're not done yet. I've got to extend the Communitron 16s. So let's extend these. And the last one. There it is. Now to see it in its... Oh no, there's one more. I missed one. There we go. Let's extend that. There we go. I think that's all of them now. Let's have a quick rotate. There we go. Yeah, that's all of them now. Okay, so shall we get this round into the sunshine so you can kind of see this a little bit better? I mean, it looks pretty good at night, but I think when you see the full effect during the day, it's a sight to see. Well, here she is in all her glory. Oh, I can't wait to get the other solar panel over here, which I'll do. You know what? I'll do that one offline because you've already seen me fit one, so we need to fit the other one. Well, we managed to rescue what could have been a complete disaster, and oh, you know what? Should we finish off? Just spin this round, and maybe they can use this as a radio telescope and scan space. You know what? I'm going to spin it around this way so that you get the full impact. We'll spin it around. So instead of transmitting to Earth or conducting surveys, we'll spin this. But you can see now we've got a lot of parts on this. It's not as smooth as it usually is. Let's spin that baby round. There we go. Right, settle down. It's a little bit wobbly, but that's okay. It's a space station, for heaven's sake. So here we go. Beaming out messages into space, or just looking into the cosmos to see what's out there. What a beautiful thing. Alright guys, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks for all the suggestions. The suggestions for modules are getting way better. Some of you are coming up with some really awesome ideas which I'm going to implement. Some of them are definitely going to get done. So leave me a comment and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.